What's up all you lads and ladies? Welcome to another fascinating video in the world of Reddit. If you liked the video, post your favorite Reddit comment below, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Thanks to Alex Griggs in my last video who commented that flying dirty needles was the best description of mosquitoes that he had ever heard, and I agree. Hope you enjoy this video about life advice from people older than 40 to people in their 20s. People who are 40 plus and happy with their life. What is your advice to people in their 20s? Relax more. Don't get angry over little things. Relax and don't get overly angry. While others talk about material things or experiences, the real lesson is to accept that things won't always go the way you want them to, and that's okay. Didn't marry your perfect spouse? That person doesn't exist. Align expectations to reality and appreciate those who love you for who they are. Or find new people. Didn't buy the perfect car? Oh, well, it still gets you where you're going. Define your criteria for the next one and work towards it. Didn't get the perfect house? Probably not. But it's yours and you can fix it. Didn't get that promotion? Don't be so sure it would have worked out the way you think it would have. Vacation wasn't perfect? Are you sure about that? Or were your expectations too high? Point is, relax, enjoy the ride, work to your goals, but remember none of it matters if you can't enjoy it along the way. I've had a build-up of anxiety for a while and this actually calmed me down a bit. Thanks. There's an old book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. It may be corny and a bit dated, but its guidelines are still, I think, great. The one that helps me every time I get a bit whacked out. Live in day-tight compartments. Don't think about yesterday or tomorrow. Focus on today, the here and now. Take care of your teeth. This is the only set you're ever going to have and you don't want to neglect them and mess them up like I did. I've got crap tons of fillings which don't last forever and need replacement. A filling isn't as good as the real thing and filled teeth can break, requiring crowns. I have to and it sucks. Brush and floss thoroughly every single day without exception. Hell, get an electric toothbrush. See the dentist regularly. Ditch the sugary drinks. Yep, I always thought I had great teeth. I went for a checkup, got a A grade, it was tight. I put off going for anything checkup, cleanings, etc. for 4 years. Next appointment, root canal. Apparently my molar was so bad I should have been in constant pain at some point. Honestly, I never felt a thing. No pain since my prior appointment. I also had to get a filling done. That sucked way worse than the root canal. Root canals are relatively painless until you get the bill. Also, no matter how good your teeth were at your last checkup, you need to go get that plaque removed. I dodged the dentist for a few years. Then I had to actually get numbed so they could get it all. 4 different trips. It sucked. I was a raging alcoholic in my 20s and thought I would never recover from it. I never found a real job using my first degree or my master's. Part of it was because I was always drunk. Part of it was the job market at the time. I went back to school in my 30s and found something I like a whole lot more. Now, I'm married, nearly 10 years sober, and have a great job. My point is, if you end up on the wrong path or don't like where you are, there's always time to turn around and change it. Too many people just assume they're stuck where they are and stuck with the issues they have. I'm not sure who said it, but once I read the songline. Don't cling to a mistake just because you spent a lot of time making it. And I think about it all the time. Kind of relates to what you said. Yeah, that's something I learned in business school. The sunk cost fallacy. But it really applies to every aspect of life. The most common one that gets people is relationships. They've been in a relationship for years that isn't healthy, but they feel they need to stay in it because of how much time they've been in it. Everything you get becomes something you have. Learn how to be happy having things, instead of getting them. This is true. I bought a very big piece of exercise equipment. 6-post power rack. and I just sold it even though I love the thing. I sold it because I realized I was paying rent on it that far exceeded the cost of just selling it and buying it back later when I could actually afford to keep it. It was becoming a burden and restricting my options in life, and I wanted the flexibility back. While I had it, I was paying to store it and move it when traveling, paying increased rent to put it in my garage, etc. In a way, everything you own ends up owning you. Make sure it is all meaningful and worth keeping around. The more you own, the more you're owned. Get a regular exercise routine going and stick to it like your quality of life depends on it, because it does. I exercised a lot in my early 20s, then stopped. After having a kid while in my mid-30s, I am trying to get back into shape and doing a lot of weightlifting. I can't believe I stopped for so many years. Find an exercise you like. I hated treadmills and bikes, but love my rowing machine, because I can watch TV. I didn't really like home gyms, but I am enjoying doing an entire routine with a barbell. It is way easier to keep up exercising if you find something you enjoy or at least don't hate. I also used a one-on-one trainer until quarantine started, who pushed me and kept me motivated. Expensive, but it was totally worth it for me. Find an exercise you like is key, but also to lower your threshold. In my 20s, I ran marathons. At some point, if I couldn't get a 30-45 minute run in, I wouldn't get out the door. Some exercise is always better than no exercise, and one that you like is exercise that you'll stick with for the long term. Start saving now for your retirement. Avoid debt. Floss daily. Exercise daily. Wish this was higher up. I could have set up a %6 pre-tax retirement account in my early 20s. I wasted 10 plus years and now will have to work another 10 years to make up for lost time. It takes a little adjustment, but 6% 10% pre-tax invested in the market will compound and add up to very good chunk of change by retirement. Plus, as you move on from entry level to higher paying jobs, you'll have established a healthy financial habit that you can practice until retirement and live a lot more comfortably. Tagging along with a nice anecdote to highlight the absolute importance of starting early. You and I decide we want to retire at 65. Fairly typical. We're both 25. I say I'm gonna start saving now, but I'm gonna stop after 10 years. You say, hey, I'm young, it can wait. We will assume a long-term return of 5% per year. 10 years go by. I contributed $500 per month to a Roth IRA. At 35, I stopped putting in. I contributed a total of $60,000. You decide now is your chance. You plan to contribute as much as I did. $500 a month. But you figure you're behind, so you're gonna do it for 30 years. That's 3 decades. 3x as long as I contributed. So I contributed $60,000 from 25 to 35. You contributed $180,000 from 35 to 65. Well, too bad. When we retire at 65, I have more money than you. You never caught up to me because you thought you could wait for 10 years. Compound interest is powerful, and I'll let my money do my work for me. Invest early. Invest often. But absolutely do it early. I'm 40. This is my input. Everyone is focused on themselves to care too much about their opinion of you. So frick what they think. Social media is only an illusion. Zero debt is an amazing feeling. Think twice before dropping that down payment on that fully loaded 2020 Dream Mobile that offers nothing but looks and depreciates value quickly. Falling out of love is perhaps more powerful than falling in love. Use up all of your vacation time, sick time at work. Don't lose sight of the hobbies you enjoyed as a child. They will help you live as you grow older. Family is not necessarily blood, but instead who you would bleed for. There are just as much benefits to being a night owl as there are to being an early bird. Forgive yourself first before forgiving others. Do not be a doormat in submission, but hold the door open in kindness. Took me way too long to learn number 5. I always thought not taking any time off made me a good employee. turns out that taking time for myself and giving myself much needed breaks made me a better employee. Who knew? I am 40 years old and I have 3 pieces of advice for anyone in their 20s. Accept that perfection doesn't exist. Your relationships will have problems. Your car will break down. Someone else will anyways have a better phone, a newer car, or a bigger house than you, no matter where on the social ladder you stand. Constantly chasing perfection will keep you permanently stressed. That doesn't mean you should not try to better your life. Just know that if you expect perfection you will never be satisfied. Pay attention to your diet and health. I have been working out at least 4 times per week since my mid-20s. I am fitter, healthier and look younger than almost everyone else my age. Don't stop doing the things you love. Even though I have a wife, kids, job etc. I still make time to play video games, draw, write stories, read comics, play basketball, listen to music, etc. There is no reason to become a miserable old bastard. Yes to all your points, but very much to number 3. Don't let anyone tell you you're too old to enjoy something. We all grow out of hobbies, but the things that give you joy now will very possibly always give you joy. Don't forget that feeling. And sure, when you get married and start a family, you're not going to have the time for all-night gaming anymore, but that doesn't mean you can't do your hobbies at all, or even start new ones. When I was mid-30s and knee-deep in a couple of toddlers, I decided I wanted to learn how to draw. I really needed something for any, and a pencil and paper were easy to put down if I had to kiss any boo-boos or feed my kids. This has led to a bunch of different art mediums, stained glass, linocuts, papercraft, and a source of joy, accomplishment, curiosity and friendships for me. Make sure to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell like it owes you money. Remember to post your favorite Reddit comment from the video for a chance to be featured in my next video. I hope you enjoyed this fantastic video about life advice. Show a small channel some love by liking and subscribing. Take care. Pip pip cheerio. Much love from me, Matt British.